Hey guys, it's Mark, the Tremor Trainer from tremorworkout.com here. As promised, I am doing a series of short videos talking about my observations from my trip to Jamaica this summer. As the fitness guy, I think it's only right that I kick things off with talking about the obesity epidemic in Jamaica. Now, for those of you watching who are not Jamaican, you are probably like, what? Jamaica has an obesity epidemic? Yes, we do. I know many people think that obesity is only happening in places like Mexico, America, England, Australia, but no, it is also happening in Jamaica. There are many overweight and obese men and women. But in particular, what I've noticed is that a lot of the women make up the majority of overweight and obese people in Jamaica. Without exaggerating, it's fair to say that 70% of women right now in Jamaica are overweight or obese. Now, some of you may disagree with what I'm saying, but I'm just telling you based on what I saw with my own eyes. I'm from a small town called Savannah Lamar, called SAV for short, in the parish of Westmoreland. And when I drove around, and not only when I was in SAV Westmoreland, when I went to other parishes, I went to St. Elizabeth, I drove right through. I went through Kingston and all of that. We went to Ocho Rios, Montego Bay. Just on my observations, it's, again, without exaggerating, it's safe to say that at least 70% to 80% of the people in Jamaica, especially the women, are overweight or obese. Now, me being me, I like to ask questions. So when I saw my friends or my family, I would say to them, because they know what I do for, my business online, I say to them, what the hell's going on, right? Why are there so many overweight people, in particular women, in Jamaica? It wasn't always like this. I know it wasn't like that when I was a young boy in Jamaica growing up. Of course, we had overweight people, but when I left Jamaica at the tender age of 16, almost 17, before I returned to London, there is no way there were so many overweight people. And most people said to me that people in Jamaica are now getting most of their food, it seems, from fast food restaurants. We're not talking about Jamaican fast food, which is, in a nutshell, patty and cocoa bread, gizadas, grater cake, drops, whatever, those type of Jamaican things. We're talking about people getting most of their food from KFC, Burger King, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, those type of places. The American fast food chains have infiltrated the Jamaican culture and definitely taken over the Jamaican diet. And most people were telling me that they thought it was the whole fast food thing. And I have to agree with them based on what I saw. Now, in my town, there is a Burger King. I didn't see them that busy. But the KFC? My God, we're talking about lines going outside. Traffic jams caused by the people getting into their car park, the people trying to go through their drive-through, just blocking up the whole that roundabout area near that KFC. It's ridiculous. So what a friend of mine told me, she's a lawyer, very well informed, and now please forgive me, my memory sometimes is not that hot. She said one of two things. It was either that KFC in particular is the busiest in the entire country, or it is the busiest in the Western Hemisphere. And I have to lean towards it being the actual busiest in the Western Hemisphere based on what I saw. Now, when I was a boy growing up in Jamaica, and many of my friends and I all agreed that when we were growing up, like say for example, we lived in South, and sometimes you go to visit family in Kingston for the weekend, as we used to do. So we would drive up to Kingston, and on the way back from Kingston, making a slight detour into Mandeville was a little treat for us coming back on a Sunday afternoon or evening. And my family and I, my parents and I, we would get chicken and corn on the cob and biscuits, right? And it was like once in a blue moon thing. Or maybe we went to Montego Bay for something. Maybe we went to drop someone off at the airport or pick someone up. Or something. We just went to Montego Bay to watch a show or something, and a little treat on the way back home to South was stopping at KFC, which was very rare. But now it seems most people are just living in the KFC, and it's, the farming. The rearing of chickens, it's not completely hormone free, and I'm not sure if Jamaican women are still popping chicken pills. Now, for those of you who are not Jamaican, you might be thinking, what the hell are chicken pills? Let me explain. There is this myth that Jamaican men love fat women. I'm not sure who started this myth, but in my opinion, I have to strongly disagree. Based on the countless conversations I've had with Jamaican men, most men I talk to lean towards slimmer, healthier looking women as opposed to wanting some big roly-poly. So what a lot of Jamaican women started doing, maybe in the 90s, I think by then I had left Jamaica, but what a lot of Jamaican women started doing was going to these stores that supplied farmers with feeds and hormones to fatten up their chickens, and the Jamaican women were buying these pills to fatten themselves up. They wanted bigger boobs, they wanted a bigger butt, and unfortunately for them, it added to them just being big all round. It got so bad that the government had to clamp down and started restricting who could go into these stores to buy these chicken pills. I'm not sure if they're still buying them, but they certainly have the physiques of people who are doing something out of the ordinary. Because if you're following a traditional Jamaican diet, even if you're eating meat, right? If you're eating whatever form of meat or fish, even if you're doing the curry chicken, curry goat, oxtail, steamed fish, jerk chicken, cold foot, whatever, if you're following, saltfish, rundown, ackee and saltfish, if you're following the Jamaican diet of that, and then backing it up with, what Jamaican people call ground provisions, you're having yam, sweet potato, dasheen, boiled green bananas, plantain either fried in coconut oil or boiled. If you're following a traditional Jamaican diet, there is absolutely no reason for you to be overweight or obese. Not unless, of course, you're just shoveling down so many calories per day that it's just crazy. But if you're following a traditional Jamaican diet, there's no reason for you to have your stomach hanging over your private area, your boobs just big and just hanging down on your gut and your ass. Look, listen. When I was in Jamaica this summer, I ate and ate and ate some more. I hadn't had Jamaican food for 4 years properly. My dad knows that my favorite is ackee and saltfish, and he made sure that I had ackee and saltfish every day. Guaranteed. I had curry goat, I had, you name it, I ate it. Even had some patties, which we could call Jamaican junk food. Right? I was mindful, of course, but I ate Jamaican food every day. I never once ventured into one of those type of KFC type places. And in fact, despite all the food I ate when I was on holiday, shoveling down mounds of food, I actually lost weight. I wasn't working out a whole bunch, but I actually lost weight because I was eating a lot of high fiber foods, which helps to control insulin, which in turn helps to control fat storage. That's all it is. So even though I went buck wild on eating, I didn't gain any weight. I lost weight. When I weighed myself at the end of my holiday, I lost about 5 pounds, right? So, and that's over 3.5 weeks. So you can't tell me that Jamaican food is unhealthy, right? My mom would prefer if I ate less meat because she's vegan, and I was vegan for a while. But one thing I did notice when I was in Jamaica, and please excuse me, I don't want to make this video too long, but I definitely noticed that when I was in, let's say, affluent areas around, let's say, affluent people, I definitely noticed that people were slimmer. Those uptown women, you know, those women living in uptown Kingston or the Stony Hills, the iron shores of Montego Bay, I definitely noticed that women were a lot slimmer compared to the women that you would see in the more rural areas. And what I realized is that the problem, yes, the food is a problem, right? But what I realized is that the people in more affluent areas, it's safe to say that they have a better education about diet and lifestyle. Unfortunately for Jamaica, the majority of the population are living in impoverished situations. Not everyone, but there are a lot of poor people. And for people who are not, you know, maybe living way out in the countryside where all they have is Jamaican food, where they live off the land. But for people who are living in towns, they are definitely not following that traditional diet. And I think education is the key. And I think what these politicians in Jamaica should consider doing is introducing nutrition education into the schools. When I was coming up, we had sex education, and there is nothing wrong, in my opinion, that Jamaica starts to introduce nutrition education. Now, I heard that the government have started like stopping carbonated, you know, fizzy drinks in schools, but that's only a small part of it. Because when those kids leave school, they're going to drink those carbonated drinks without knowing the effects on their weight, without knowing the effects on their health. Now, if there's someone from the Jamaican government watching this, someone from the Jamaican government high up, if Mr. Wholeness, right? If you want someone to spearhead this project, because I want an excuse to come back to Jamaica to live. If you want someone to spearhead this project, if you want someone who is organized and experienced, just know you can call on me, house me, feed me, pay me, and I will make a major dent in this Jamaican obesity problem, because something has to give. I know this video it could be deemed controversial, and I know women don't like men talking about their weight and all this stuff, but something has to be done about this problem in Jamaica. You know, when I was coming up, I always heard my mom say this to me: a stitch in time saves 9. Yes? Nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud when you can. Things are out of control, but there is no reason why things can't be, you know, we can't rein things back in and get on top of this obesity epidemic in Jamaica. I would love to go back and do something. You know, I love helping people, and this would be my way of helping not just individuals when they get my workout program and my nutrition program, but helping my entire country. So hey, Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please click like, please comment. I take positive and negative feedback, right? Please share. If you aren't subscribed, if you aren't following me, please do that now to look out for more videos from me. And by all means, go to my website, tremorworkout.com. The link is in the description of this video, like all my videos, to learn more about my workout program and the nutrition program. And hey, Jamaica, just know I'm coming from a place of love. I want to help reverse things, if at all possible. All right, thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Peace.